coming to an end of the lesson. I think we are all going on the same routes, we are all still on the same page, okay? Because I've said, if you have a question, feel free to raise up your hand and ask the question so that we make sure that you are all on the same page, we are all moving with the same pace, okay? So, from all what I've said, from the beginning of the lesson up to so far, I would like to give you an opportunity to ask questions. So this is the time for questions. So feel free. Okay, in fact, there is no one who is better than the other here. Okay? We are all equal. We are all the same. We are brothers and sisters. Okay? We help each other. We don't laugh at each other too. Okay? So don't be afraid to ask questions. Okay? We talked about weathering, right? It was weathering. This was our topic, or in fact, this is our topic that we've been talking about all along. Okay? So, any questions so far? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? People must ask questions. Okay, Simpiwe, you do have a question? Okay, shoot it out. Alright, so Simpiwe is asking me to clarify for him what did you say about weathering? What was weathering? Of which I cannot answer that question. The answer will come from you. I'm sure not all of you have forgotten what I said, what was weathering. So what is weathering? So we have to talk about it as a whole, as a class, because I've said it. Okay, yes, Nombulelo. Yes, Nombulelo is saying weathering is the process in which rocks are being broken down and worn away. By what? By rain, water, wind. That is weathering. That's the process. We're talking about weathering. It's a process. Okay. We can just say rocks are broken down and worn away. By what? By rain, rain, wind, or water. Okay, so when we say worn away, that means now the small particles that have been broken down from what? From the rocks are being washed away. This means now there is what? With their floods. The floods will transport those small particles and deposit them in the flat part of the river, in the lower part of the river, at the end. Okay, so there is also, even animals can make weathering. Somebody is asking how. Okay, let me explain it. So, for example, if we are the head of cattle. So their feet are strong. So when they are moving on the ground, they dig. So their feet can transport some small parts of the soil and remove it or leave it far away. Okay. And when there's a wind, so the wind will take that part of the soil that has been dug by what? By those cattle and transport it away. So you start to see dust on the air. So that dust didn't just come from the air. It was from the ground, but the cattle or horses or goats have dug with what? With their feet. Have dug with what? With their feet, and then the wind will transport that soil away and make it the dust. Okay? So that's what we call a biological weathering. That's what we call a biological weathering. That was we call a biological weathering. Okay, so any questions so far after I've explained this? Because these are the things that we have already talked about. These are the things that we have already talked about. So any questions so far? Okay, what are the types of weathering that we have talked about? Yes, Buhle. Buhle is saying there is chemical weathering. Okay, chemical weathering, okay. Another type of weathering. What was it? Okay, somebody is saying carbonation, of which is correct. Carbonation, okay. What else? Somebody is saying oxidation. Yes. Oxidation. Right. Oxidation. Yes. And then lastly, what else did you talk about? What other type of weathering that we talked about? Yes, hydrolysis. So these are the types of weathering that we talked about. I will not explain it right now because I'm about to give you a task. I'm about to give you a task so that I will test your individual experience of what we talked about. Okay, let's show the assessment. Okay, this is a worksheet. Okay, this is a worksheet, but I will photocopy for you and give each and every of you to have it. Okay, so you are going to answer the questions based on this picture that you see in front of you. Okay, so this is a worksheet that you have to answer questions based on it. Okay, so up to so far, I think that's the end of our topic. This is the end of our lesson. I meant to say so. I'm sorry. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for answering questions. Thank you for listening. I believe and I trust you that you have understood, because I also given you a chance to answer questions. So, to ask questions, and I've answered them. And one of your fellow learners have answered too. Okay, let's see each other on the following lesson tomorrow. Thank you so much.